Okay, so I'm John Dowling, and I'm here with Rosario Cassata. Rosario, you've been nominated as a Model Citizen for the August issue of Model Citizens magazine. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
You've been nominated for all that you do for charity and your amazing story, which I'd love for you to share a bit of, if you don't mind. Could you tell our readers and viewers a little bit about your philanthropic foundation?
Yep. One, I'm honored to be nominated for the Model Citizen. I guess basically my recognition for your magazine, I think, probably has to do with the true definition of what Model Citizen is, and that's somebody who is able to give back to the community and set an example for other citizens that they can follow.
Very much so.
Yeah. And my feeling is if myself or my organization, the Cassata Foundation, could be a small example of something that the community can follow, that's my goal. And the Cassata Foundation is a non-for-profit 501c3 foundation which gives back to the community, which helps local charities, national charities, helps local community as far as giving back and supporting the local people.
And how did you get started with this? Because I understand it's been a family kind of thing, right?
It has been a family thing. It originally started with my dad. My dad had his own family foundation, which was called the Frank Cassata Family Foundation. Did that many years with him and saw the progress that he did with that and the benefits of helping the other people. And my dad is still doing it, and myself decided to go on my own with my daughters and my wife, and ever since then we've been doing that ourselves now.
Now you shared a heartwarming story
Yes.
in this issue about this young man that you helped, and
Yes.
I'd love for you to share a little bit about that story, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. That story got involved with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and this story happens to be with a boy named Vincent. He was suffering from a form of bone cancer, which was osteosarcoma, and his wish was to go to Jamaica with his family to see an Islanders game, and got to meet him and was able to accomplish giving him money so him and his family could go to their trip to Jamaica. Got him to an Islanders game, got him up close to see the kids and the players playing. And as I got to know him, there was one other wish that he did have. And his wish was that he wanted to drive a Camaro. And unfortunately, I never got the opportunity to really give him that. And his battle with the bone cancer started to overcome, and he wound up losing his leg. And I lost touch, and ultimately he wound up succumbing to his battle with bone cancer.
So sorry.
Yeah, very sad. And I guess it was about 2 or 3 years later, I was at another charity event, and I got to meet his parents again, and I got to sit down with them. And I told them, I said, it's been sitting on my heart all this time, that one wish that he wanted to drive the Camaro. And at that point, my daughter did have the Camaro, and I wanted to give him that ride. And it weighed heavy on my heart. And they said, listen, no need to worry, because he was got that opportunity. They went to a car dealership. The car dealership took him around in the parking lot, gave him a ride in the Camaro, and he got his wish. And it was just a great story to hear, and it made me feel good. And it reminds me, because every day I come to work on Pine Lawn Road, I pass a sign, and it's a saying that Abraham Lincoln said, and it says, "A man never stands so tall as when he stoops down to help a child."
Amen.
And yeah, and it's such a wonderful story. And most people tend to think, to be involved with a charity and being generous is synonymous with having to have money to give back. And that is so far from the case. Being generous really is just any form of act of kindness, giving back to someone, volunteering at a food bank, just sitting down and listening to someone, and when you stoop down to help a child, that I think that's one of the biggest accomplishments that you can do, and that doesn't take anything. And it is so humbling, and unfortunately, this one boy, Vincent, he's in my heart every day, and I think of him every day. And it doesn't take much to do that. And I was so glad to hear, that guy, whoever that person was, didn't have to spend a dime. Took that boy in the car and got him his wish. Got him that wish. And one other thing that the family did is after that, they sent me a picture of a soccer ball. And on that soccer ball were all the memories of Vincent over the years of things he enjoyed, especially because he loved soccer. And the way they sent me the photo of the soccer ball was a picture of him and I at the Islanders game that I brought him to.
Oh my God!
And just touched my heart that these people.
Oh my God!
And it was so amazing that these people were so thankful for what they did. They actually wanted to give me the money back, and I was
God!
No, I said absolutely not. That's not what it was about, And it was just a super feeling to help that boy.
So you help people get their wishes come true.
I try my best to do that.
Well, I'm sure. Look, that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Now, when you're not doing your Cassata Foundation, you have a couple of very cool hobbies. You, as everyone saw, you have an amazing collection of Coca-Cola memorabilia.
Yes.
Just shoot us a little bit out about that.
Yeah. Well, that kind of started way back, probably like when I was between 7 and 10 years old. My mom got me something for my birthday. It was a Coca-Cola glass bottle collection in a cardboard case, and I cherished it, and I held on to it, and ever since then, everybody saw that I loved this Coca-Cola thing, and people started buying me little trinkets of Coca-Cola, and I guess it's been about 50 years now that I've been collecting and people buying me stuff. So my house that we live in West Hills, I transformed our garage into what I call a Coca-Cola museum.
It is a museum. It's amazing, yeah.
So it's filled with
one of my favorite shoots. It was just really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all vintage Coca-Cola from the 1960s, the 50s, old antique machines, old bottles. And it actually gives me the opportunity to kind of go back in time. With the way things are happening now, and the times that we're going through with the pandemic and all that, it's an opportunity for me to go down there and kind of like just sit down and look around and say, this is how things used to be.
Yeah, I remember those days myself.
Yeah, and it brings you back.
Now you also have, as we can see behind you, an affinity for the Cape Crusaders.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Talk to me about, I mean, you had an amazing wedding.
Yeah. It's obviously the 1966 Adam West Batman that I fell in love with. That also was as a youngster. Fell in love with him coming home from school, had to watch the show, and he became my superhero. So he's always been in my heart, and that was the guy that I always looked up to. And as a result of that, I never grew up very wealthy, and I grew up kind of poor. And
you and me both.
Yeah, so I know what it is to struggle. So I met a wonderful girl that I had the opportunity to marry, Carolyn, and we got married in 2015. And what we did is had a beautiful Batman Catwoman themed wedding at the Bourne Mansion, which turned out to be, I guess, my 5-year-old birthday party. But it was complete with the Batmobile, helicopter, the Bat motorcycle, Bat fireworks, and just totally amazing.
And quickly, when you're not playing with Batman or with Coca-Cola memorabilia, what do you actually do for a living?
For a living, basically what we do is it's called the Cassata Organization in a generality. We are a real estate company that's comprised of many organizations, mainly property along Long Island, commercial buildings, real estate of all kinds, senior citizen complexes, industrial buildings, storage facilities, and we do the property management as well as the development of those properties. But most important to me, as I said before, is probably my involvement with the Cassata Family Foundation.
Well, again, congratulations on being nominated Model Citizen. Very well deserved. And we look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Thank you.